Captain what?
You just gonna stand there all day like a bunch of soggy laundry? Help a brother out. A little flipping. Float older than you tight. You gotta dip in. Then put these out of sight. Captain Durag. Bring it so much you funk. Captain Durag. Clean up that evil junk.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee. If you guys didn't know, Disney is, I guess, pandering to Black people again, specifically Black children. What the actual hell is this? What I find very interesting, and look, I'm not a part of every other community or minority group, so I don't know if you guys experience this as well. But it seems like whenever there is a Black character, there has to be some type of inclusion of whatever this is into the shows. And see, there is a part of the culture that I guess is being represented here. It's just there's something so fake and like forced about it. And I think that's the reason why I have such an issue with this. It's so forced.
I'm sorry, Disney, but who the heck is Durag Man? If you have to force yourself to be inclusive to Black folks, I would rather you not do it. You're better off just not making a show, period. You could have just did a regular hero. You could just do like a little Miles Morales. They not overly doing it. It's just a regular Black character in superhero form, but I guess y'all can't do that. Y'all got to go beyond and be super inclusive. Like, hey, you got to make it show like, hey, that's a Black person with a do-rag on that's also a superhero who's Black.
Why is it that the identity of this so-called superhero with no superpowers, from what I'm being told, is that he's Captain Durag? I'm sorry. It's just, there's so much more to Black culture than this. I'm sorry. You know, and to reduce it down to basically like Blaxploitation is kind of sick and disgusting. And funny enough, this was actually written by Black people. Well, actually, I don't know if the whole team was Black, but they had a Black person in the room. And this is what she came up with.
It's Camille here. I'm a writer on Hey AJ, and I'm the creator of Durag Man. I know it's Black History Month. Let's take a deep breath together and let's release ourselves from the shackles of respectability politics. Come on, guys. We finally have a superhero with our culture. Let's not talk about semantics and let's just focus on what's happening. If you've seen the show, you know the bunnies in every episode. Slime City is funny. Come on, guys. Let's get into it. Where's the joy? Why is everything so serious? We gotta celebrate our people. What Richard Wright would have wanted. He wouldn't want us to be like, let's just be respectable all the time and talk in stilted language. Let's enjoy our culture. I created Durag Man because I'm obsessed with Blaxploitation films and I love Pam Grier, and I thought it would be super cool to have a little homage to that when we're creating a superhero for Hey AJ. And what was better than using a durag? Because I own a 6-foot durag. And it makes me feel like a superhero when I wear it. Why couldn't someone be like that in AJ's imagination? I really beg of you to give this show a chance. Again, it's an homage to Blaxploitation films. And yeah, we're poking fun a little bit at respectability politics because you know what? AJ and her family, they're already excellent. Her dad's a football player, her mom's a chef. What more do they have to prove? Why can't they have a little Durag Man superhero? Come on, Wakanda forever! Check out Hey AJ and watch it for yourself. It's great for the culture, and there's Jamaican American representation on the Disney Channel, which I never had as a child, and I was so lucky to contribute to. I felt so lucky to be a part of that show. My dad was in the NFL, and so it was really a show that I was really able to tap into my inner child. And growing up, I would have loved a Durag Man. So check it out. Let your kids watch it. Come on, guys.
There is so much to Black American culture that can be celebrated. And the fact that they're choosing this, it just reeks of pandering to the lowest denominator. And see, this is exactly what I keep telling y'all about the intellectual bourgeoisie class of Black folks. They pander to the lowest denominator. He's wearing a durag, he's speaking Ebonics, dancing around, It's just, it seems like everyone sees the Black community as nothing more than entertainment. If you wanted to pay homage to Black culture, why not find something that is respectful? Why not find something that showcases the best of us, the excellence within us, rather than something that is a symbol of hood culture? And I think it's worth noting that oftentimes you will find this need to align yourself with hood culture coming from people that, and this is my speculation, did not actually grow up in hood culture. Now hear me out. Her father was an NFL player. More likely than not, she probably grew up pretty privileged, okay? She probably went to good schools. She most likely grew up in a good area where this was not the norm. Seeing someone just out and about in a do-rag, in a bonnet, speaking Ebonics, just, it probably was not the norm for her outside of maybe seeing some family members do it. So oftentimes what you'll have are Black people that didn't grow up in the struggle, okay, did not grow up in hood culture, and they feel as though the only way for them to claim their Blackness, the only way for them to show that they are in alignment with the Black community is to pander to hood culture. You see this with T.I.'s son. This little boy grew up with a silver spoon. It's just like, you did not grow up hood. Stop trying to act like a thug. But a lot of these Black children that grow up in privileged situations, they feel as though the only way to connect to their Blackness is to be ratchet, is to promote ratchetness in some way, shape, or form. It's like, why are we aligning your Black identity with the lowest denominator of Black culture? I'm not surprised that this is what she came up with for a Black superhero, because in her mind, and like I said, this is speculation, in her mind, it seems as though I want to be blackety black. This is how I obtain that blackety blackness, by aligning with hood culture.
Really, AJ? You're supposed to be cleaning your room right now. We agreed that you could only watch all the Captain Durag movies if your room was clean.
Someone at Disney is taking the piss, bro. Are we serious? They had that little ass kid talking about Captain Durag. Are we dead ass? Mind you, Disney owns all of Marvel. They can put Marvel characters inside their show, and all the Marvel Black superheroes they can use, they make up Captain Durag. I can't even tell if this is ignorance or just being extremely out of touch, but whoever wrote this, bro, you know what you're doing, bro. There's no way you did it. And it could have been any superhero. It could have been Captain America. But why'd they make up Captain Durag? I can't even help but laugh. Bro, whoever made this up, bro, you're finished. Like, this comes off as one of those racist caricatures of a superhero that someone would make, bro. Captain Durag. Are we dead? That's Disney. That's Disney Junior, mind you. That's an official Disney account targeted towards kids. Captain Durag, yo, Disney, please do better. Nah, I can't really help but laugh, bro. That is hilarious. And you know the funniest part is that they're probably celebrating in the writer's room saying, oh, you hit the representation quota for the month, bro. Nah, Disney's cooked, man.
Why is it that we have to rebrand hood culture as some part of like upstanding Blackness? Like, what the hell is this? I wouldn't be surprised if in a later episode he gets another sidekick called Sidekick Bonnie with the bonnet. And the fact that the sidekick is a snow bunny is just, there's so many levels to that part. I don't even know if I want to go into that. I'm sorry. It's weird. When you listen to the lady speak about how she even came up with this, she mentions Blaxploitation films. And I'm like, okay, so you were inspired by Blaxploitation, literally movies meant to exploit Black people, and that was your basis for this superhero? Blaxploitation films where Black people are being exploited. Like, does she not hear herself? Who in their right mind thinks that incorporating Blaxploitation into a child's show would be a good idea? And it's like, it's not even done in a way that's beneficial. I think back to the Proud Family when they had that show out, and they had Bobby's character. First of all, he was hilarious. It was actually like real life funny. I could watch old Proud Family episodes and still bust out laughing, even with like Bobby's character, because his character is definitely a stereotype. It just is like this 70s stereotype of a Black person. But even with that, the way he was portrayed was, it wasn't good. He was the loser. He was portrayed as the loser uncle who was always trying to get over, always, need to be up under his mama. It wasn't showcased in a way like this is positive. No, it was written so that he was the butt of the joke, but you weren't sitting over here idolizing Bobby. Like, you just weren't. He was there for comedic relief and that was it. But now, instead of isolating this as like a character to joke at and laugh at, no, he's the captain. He's Captain Durag. We need to look up to Captain Durag. Oh my God. He's such a pillar in the community. This man who just cleans up everything. He doesn't actually fight any bad guys, but he cleans up everything. I don't know. There's so much wrong with this. And I'm sitting here watching this nonsense and I'm just like, my children will be watching the old schools. I'm sorry. I'm not exposing my kids to this foolishness. If you really wanted to do something that was positive for the Black community, that was positive for little Black children, it's not to try to rebrand things that are associated with hood culture. It's to expose them to the culture that we already have that doesn't need to be rebranded. We have culture within America that can be celebrated that isn't related to hood culture. Even just danceism, the history behind that is so deep and well ingrained in our culture. There's so much that you could go into if you wanted to show Black people, Black culture in a good light. But for some reason, these pseudo intellectuals, they always want to reach down to the depths, to the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Black culture to try to make that the forefront of what being Black is. That's how you end up with Durag Man.
Durag Man, it's a distraction and I'm disappointed in every person giving it a reaction. Because in a world where there are more new Black superheroes than I have time to mention, you're giving a poorly executed gag character in a children's show all of your attention. You don't have to think he's a great character. And I think an obsession with the Boondocks leads many writers to attempt satire when they lack the wit or skill of Eric Magruder. But if you want better heroes for the Black community, you just need to read A Family of Multi-Generational Monster Hunters, a horror thriller inspired by Madam C.J. Walker, a gritty action revenge adventure, a whole manga world with Black characters. Black authors are doing the best they can, and you're handing the virality to Durag Man? If you just want drama, keep debating. But if you want quality Black stories, start reading!
And what's funny is that she mentioned respectability politics. And I want us to really think about this for a second. It's somehow bad for Black people to be respectable. We should reject being respectable. That is the whole idea of respectability politics. Well, why bother being respectable? They're going to be racist towards you anyway, so why even bother being respectable? See, here's the thing. When you make an argument like that, you align Blackness with the opposite of being respectable. So if we look here, the definition of respectable would be good and honest. So what's the opposite of that? And is that really what we as the Black community want to be represented as? The opposite of respectable? Let's look at some antonyms. Extraordinary. Okay, I'm fine with being extraordinary. Improper, insufficient, intolerable, unacceptable, unsuitable, unsuited, bad, cheap, corrupt, dishonest, dishonorable, inadequate. Is that really what we want to align with the Black community? Truly, is that what we want? So when you get out here and you say, we need to fight against respectability politics, what you're basically saying is that Black people, it is not in our nature to be respectable. That is what you're saying. As if being respectable is just, it's so anti-Black and we should reject it. Y'all really don't understand that you're making the same arguments as a Nick Fuentes. And that's the sad part.
In my 23 years on this planet, I never expected Disney to create a Black superhero called Captain Durag who cleans trash, has a white snow bunny sidekick, and lives in Slime City. But here we are. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Disney Junior aired a show called Hey AJ, created by Martellus Bennett, and in episode 8, they introduced a superhero called Captain Durag. And just look for yourself.
Really, AJ? You're supposed to be cleaning your room right now. We agreed that you could only watch all the Captain Durag movies if your room was clean.
So not only did y'all think it was a good idea to make bro have a do-rag Todd mask and cape that serves zero purpose, but to make him a glorified trash man too? And And not only that, the shot where the mom comes into the camera is weird as fuck, because why are y'all showing a face full of ass to kids?
No bullshit.
Is Captain Durag supposed to be some type of representation? Like, am I missing something?
Oh,
this
God.
isn't what we meant when we said we wanted black superheroes without electricity powers.
Facts.
This man, Martellus Bennett, needs to be tried for his crimes against the black community.
You'll be covered in trash when I'm done with you, Mr. Raggedy.
Because it's the fact that this isn't even a satirical cartoon like the Boondocks or Legend of Chamberlain Heights. This is an actual children's show. So not only is this absurdly outrageous, but to air this shit during Black History Month calls for some type of justice to be served against this nigga. I will say, the only funny shit that came out of this was the comments on the episode. I'm seeing people asking if he's gonna fight Lady Lacefront with Bonnet Boy anytime soon. Like, that shit had me fucking crying. I'm not gonna hold y'all.
I know there's gonna be some people, well, you're just reading into this too much. It's just a children's show. Well, children's shows are shaping the minds of children. They've been doing that. That's why a lot of the people that are my age, we have a certain type of sense of humor because of the type of things we were exposed to as kids. Shows like this, the younger generation, they are going to think back to this as part of their childhood, part of their formative years. So yes, the media that you introduce to your child, it makes a difference. That's why so many people are disturbed that you have little girls going into dance studios asking to listen and dance to Sexy Red. It is a problem. That's the reason why you have so many people that are furious about Ice Spice and her connection to the SpongeBob movie. It's like you're already trying to get the babies into that pipeline of whoredom by having Ice Spice tits in their face. All of this does matter. And the fact that every single time they want to pander to black people, they reach for the lowest denominator as a means of speaking to black people and connecting with the black vote or connecting with black people or connecting with black children. Hey, we want the children to learn their ABCs. Let's turn it into a rap song, as if the regular schmegular ABC song is too difficult for us. They have to dumb it down because the black people are just so stupid. Like, that's how it comes across, at least to me. Very demoralizing, and it's extremely condescending. Black folks, we really have to stop accepting this type of nonsense. My children won't be watching this nonsense. Let's be so for real here. But I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about Durag Man? You jive turkeys? Do you think this is positive for the black community, that this is a flex? And oh my God, I'm so glad that they are giving us representation. Or do you feel like me, where it's like, what the f is this? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the video, like the video. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also, hype the video if that function is available. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.